Hi everyone, I'm Storm Tracker 8 meteorologist Jacqueline Waters here for another episode of Weather University. And today we're going to talk all about rain. It's been pretty rainy this month so far, and we have more rain on the way. In fact, a lot of rain, a very soggy start to the work week, and then I'll give you some tips. So, we're in May 12th. It is May 12th, and we're about middle of the way through May. So far, we've seen about actually exactly, not about 1.24 inches of rain this month. This weekend was beautiful. Hopefully, all the moms got outside. Hopefully, your kids did your lawn. They mowed the lawn and also did some gardening for you because the weather was beautiful. Hopefully, you sat back and relaxed, enjoyed the weather before the rain is all on the way. So last week we had a few days of some rain, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. But again, this weekend, at least it was dry. And that was great because we have a lot of rain headed our way. And so far this month, we're running a touch under what we usually see for the month. Usually we see about 1.39 inches by May 12th, and we are at 1.24, so a touch under, but we are still running above normal for the year. So far this year, we've seen 17.35 inches of rain. This goes all the way back to January 1st. And we're about 3 inches above what we usually see for this time throughout the year. So we're running pretty wet. We've had a few dry periods here and there, but at least it's been a pretty wet spring, which is great for wildfire season. It helps with the allergies, and also it helps with making things more vibrant for fall foliage. So we like the rain, just not all at once because it could do some damage. And also this week is Hurricane Preparedness Week, and Allison Williams talked a lot about that this morning on Good Morning Richmond, and you could find more on it on our website. But next week in 2 weeks, I'll probably talk more about hurricane preparedness and exactly what we're expecting for this Atlantic hurricane season. But I just want to talk about one thing here. So unfortunately, hurricanes, tropical storms, they do a lot of damage. Sometimes they take lives. And 86% of tropical storms tropical storm fatalities rather come from water hazards, and that includes storm surge, inland flooding, rip current risk, dangerous surf conditions, and just all things related to water. So that's more than 75% of fatalities from tropical storms include water, and actually not the wind. A lot of people think it's the damaging winds because that's how we classify hurricanes, but unfortunately, water does a lot of damage. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're expecting this week and also how much rain we could expect. And also, I'm just keeping an eye on the comments. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask your questions, and hopefully I'll see them and I'll answer them. And yeah, we'll just have fun today before the rain. It's going to be very, very rainy. So basically the setup for the next few days, we have this upper level system in the south, and it's been bringing a lot of rain and storms to portions of Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee. There's only one Tennessee. I almost said the Tennessees, and the Carolinas. And this afternoon, it continues to push north, bring us widespread rain showers. And those widespread rain showers really continue, the next 30 or so hours. Right now, we're still dry for the most part, but those rain showers will become more widespread, heavier and steadier as we head towards the evening hours. So tonight, that upper level low finally is leaving the southern portion of the state rather, and pushing its way north into our area, which means tomorrow, as JB might say, unfortunately for him, he retired. We miss him though, so I'm going to keep his sayings alive. Bucket fillers are headed our way, gutter flushers, and it's really just going to be a really wet day tomorrow. Better day to do any chores inside because, from sunrise all the way through sunset, we have that risk of pretty widespread rain. Those showers still from that upper level low. That upper level low continues to push north and east closer to our area, which means tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we still stay with that risk of pretty widespread showers, and they will come down heavy at times before they start to slowly taper off by Wednesday. but we do still have rain in the forecast on Wednesday, which we'll get to. But just to break it down, the timing of it, I know pretty much all of us have not seen any rain just yet this morning. And if you tuned in to Good Morning Richmond this weekend, I was talking about how many of us will probably see a wet commute. And that changed. I mean, things in the weather change all the time. And I'll own up to it when the forecast changed. And it did. The system really slowed down, and we didn't really see a lot of showers this morning. Some of us did see some showers, especially down towards South Hill and Emporia. But I mean, it really slowed down. So bulk of the rain doesn't look like it will move in until really the early afternoon hours. Those rain showers become more widespread. So more of us will see those showers as we head towards the evening commute. Heavy downpours possible. Not really expecting a whole lot of thunder because we won't have a lot of instability in our atmosphere. We had clouds pretty much starting off the day, and today high temperatures only in the low to mid 70s, so a few degrees below seasonable, but we won't really have enough fuel to give us a lot of thunderstorms. Now, I mean, we could see maybe a rumble of thunder or two. I'm not going to rule out storms completely, but really a limited risk of some thunderstorms. Tonight, rain showers continue across the area. Overnight lows drop into the mid 60s, and tomorrow morning, pretty much all of us will be dealing with a wet morning commute. So give yourself some extra time tomorrow morning. Use those headlights, those windshield wipers, and you'll probably want the rain jacket, the rain gear, I mean, really nearby all week long. But definitely tomorrow, or you will get soaked in the rain. So rain showers all throughout the day. In the morning hours, we'll see light to moderate rain, and it does look like we will see more of the heavy downpours for the afternoon and evening hours as high temperatures once again climb into the low to mid 70s. So not a very warm day tomorrow, but we are going to, I mean, pretty much be the same with temperatures compared to what we will see today. So heavy downpours possible, maybe a rumble of thunder, and then that system continues to push to the north, bringing us more scattered showers as we head into Wednesday. So the wettest portions of the week will be tonight into tomorrow night. And we do say with the risk of rain showers, but really that's when we'll see most of the rain this week. So by tonight, this goes all the way through about midnight tonight. Most areas will see 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain. So we'll start to see a good amount of accumulations, but nothing really extreme. Some could see some locally higher amounts, of course, as always. But then as we head into tomorrow evening, with all the rain showers around throughout the day tomorrow, that's when we'll see a widespread about 2 to 4 inches of rain in most areas. But I will say the latest weather models are showing an uptick in those accumulations. So I know on our graphic here, you could see a lot of areas we're in that range of 3 to 5 inches. Now, this is a weather model, so I mean, whether it's 2 to 4 or 3 to 5, we're getting a lot of rain between today and tomorrow. So just be prepared for that. And we could have some localized flooding in poor drainage areas. So that's something to keep in mind, especially because we're in the middle of our work week. So again, tonight into tomorrow night will be the wettest, but we say with that risk of scattered showers and probably a few more rumbles of thunder Wednesday, especially the afternoon and evening hours. Heavy downpours still possible Wednesday, but just not as widespread. Then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you'll see it on our 8-day forecast. We're going to have that summer heat around. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s to near 90, and we'll have the humidity around, which means we'll have late day isolated storms. Now, that's the smallest risk, really. It's just a few storms here and there. Most of us may not see those, but we still stay with that risk until we finally head into Sunday, when things finally will be dry for most of the area. So just showing this one more time, this is a different look. It's not based off a weather model. It's based off of the World Prediction Center, and it's our 5-day rainfall amounts. So you could see, I mean, across the East Coast, across the eastern seaboard, a lot of areas will be seeing rain this week, all related to that system. But really, North Carolina and Virginia sees the most rain with the system. So is that proper English? Sees the most rain with the system that's bringing us rain. We're going to see a lot of rain. So you can see those yellow colors, and some areas even seeing that red color. And we are going to see again about 3 inches, 2 to 4 inches in many areas by the end of the week. So some of our models are showing some more in the way of accumulations and some are showing a bit less. But I mean, pretty much all of us should be at least seeing over 1.5 inches of rain. And I want you to notice here, upstream, so towards Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, and up towards the mountains, you could see those red colors. That means we're going to see more rain to the west of us, and that's upstream from the James River, which could cause some issues on the James River. So you're used to us showing, I should have put it in here, it's what we call a meteogram, and it's pretty colors. It's like green, pink, and purple. We usually show it when we talk about the James River heights. That only goes out about 2 days. This is what you could find on the National Weather Service site. If you just type in National Weather Service, the Richmond Westham gauge, you could check out the heights always. We just added into our graphics so we could show you. But also, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, you could see the 10-day river levels. So this is showing the 10-day river levels, and I'm going to put it full screen here if I can, which I might not be able to, but that's okay. So if you go to their website, and you could see here, I know it is a little bit harder to see, that blue color is the most likely, it's the most likely category we'll see those river heights at. So no matter what, we're going to see those river levels climb as we head into the work week. And really that medium line, so there's a line in between that blue shade, that's the median line. That's what we're likely going to see the levels climb to. And right now it's looking like we are going to see them climb to about 8 feet. So something to keep in mind. I know fishing's been great on the James River. Now I'm a angler myself, and I know a lot of people have been catching great fish, but not going to be a great week to head out onto the James River, especially once those levels really climb to dangerous conditions. Now, I don't think it's going to climb to the flood stage, but something we will be watching, and of course, we'll keep you updated on Good Morning Richmond and throughout the week. But just to finish off this whole segment, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. We are probably going to see some flood watches and flood warnings come out over the next few days. So in rural communities, basically you have flooding impacts because all the rain, it basically causes a lot of lakes, any body of water, rivers, and streams to rise, and that goes out onto the land, and then you have the rain coming from the sky, and it just causes flooding on the roads and on the grass. Really, any area could cause damage. And the one saying, I said it so much this morning, you're probably sick of me saying it, is turn around, don't drown, because it really doesn't take a whole lot of water to do a whole lot of damage. And good morning, Mia. Good morning, Mia. And she asked, could we get any severe storms this week? I'm not going to say definitely we won't get any severe storms, but the risk is very low because severe storms are based off of hail, whether we have a tornado risk, and the damaging winds. And right now that's looking very unlikely. We could have a few thunderstorms, as I mentioned, as we head into Wednesday. But I mean, really today, tomorrow, it's the flooding concern we're worried about, which is why I'm talking a lot about the flooding impacts and flooding tips. But good question, Mia. So thank you for asking that. So in rural communities, it's really the streams that cause a lot of the flooding concerns. In the urban areas in the city, we have a lot of pavement. So basically the rain can't go into the pavement as well, which could cause issues on the road. So hopefully you know what kind of area you live in, whether you live in a poor drainage area. If you're used to your neighborhood, if you've lived there for a while and you are familiar with where exactly floods, those areas may flood tomorrow. So that's something to keep in mind. And I said it, turn around, don't drown. And this graphic really helps visualize that because it only takes 6 inches of flowing water to sweep away a person, a full-size adult, which when you think about it, isn't really a whole lot. Yes, we don't get it often in a short amount of time, but I mean, 6 inches of water, you might look at it and you might be like, oh, that's nothing, but it could sweep you away. 12 inches of water could sweep away a car, and 18 inches of water could sweep away a small truck and an SUV. So again, not a lot of water could do a lot of damage. So That's why it's always better to be safe than sorry. If you're ever driving and you don't know how deep the water is, it's always better to turn around. It's better to be late to something than to put your life in danger and to maybe get your car swept away. You don't want to do that. So definitely turn around and just be late. You could blame it if your boss says, "Why were you late?" Just blame it on me. Say, "You know what? Jacqueline told me to turn around, don't drown," and I'll take the hate. It's okay. So I want you to stay safe tonight and tomorrow. Again, we're not expecting really severe storms. As we head later into the week, we'll take a look closer at the isolated risk, but really, I'm not seeing anything right now. But of course, we know the weather can change, and that's why I love it. Hopefully, you love the weather also. One other thing I'm going to talk about is hydroplaning. And I know a lot of us probably familiar with that. Hopefully you didn't have to experience that ever, but you may have. And it's a little bit scary when you don't know what to do. So basically how hydroplaning happens is you have wet roads and your tire basically loses contact with the wet road at certain speeds. And that causes you to hydroplane, which basically just means, I guess if I could explain it for those that have never hydroplaned, your car just moves kind of out of your control, which is scary because you want to be in control of when you're driving. So it's just some tips to keep in mind over the next few days to drive slower. If you have wet roads, drive slower, give yourself some extra time, and don't use cruise control, which isn't something people probably think about too often, but cruise control is not good on wet roads and icy roads. So don't use cruise control. I know it's tempting sometimes, but just don't use it. It's better to not use it and to be safe. And also to make sure you check your tires, maintain proper tire inflation, and also maintenance to make sure they're up to the good shape. That wasn't great English. Make sure your tires are good. I'm not a tire expert, but I was looking at some of the tips, and that's something I had to do recently with my car because I needed new tires, and it's important in certain weather conditions. And then also, if you are hydroplaning, make sure you stay calm. I know sometimes easier said than done. And take your foot off the gas pedal, but do things very gradually. Don't make any sudden movements. Don't take your foot off very quickly. Don't step on the brakes really quickly because that could cause you to it could cause worse conditions, you to hydroplane even more. And then you want to steer gently in the direction you want to go. So if you feel yourself hydroplaning, you don't want to step on the brakes quick. You just want to basically move the steering wheel in the direction you want to go, but very gradually. I know it could be very scary and you might want to do it quickly, but I promise it's safer rather to just do it gradually and just drive slow in the wet roads. If someone's honking behind you, they could go around you, but yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. And I'm expecting the roads to be pretty busy tomorrow. And I'll have your road conditions and your latest weather forecast tomorrow morning also on Good Morning Richmond, and also for noon in 40 minutes. So here's your 8-day forecast. Again, rain showers becoming more widespread as we head towards the evening commute. So many of us will be dealing with a wet evening commute. Temperatures the next few days will be around the mid 70s. Tomorrow is going to be really just a washout day. Honestly, when I get off of work tomorrow, I'm probably going to just knock it off the couch, maybe read a nice book, maybe work on my crochet blanket, and don't head out to do any outdoor activities tomorrow. Unless you want to maybe dance in the rain. Keep in mind the James River Heights too, especially as we head into Wednesday. Wednesday, high temperatures will be in the upper 70s, so we'll see that gradual warm up in temperatures. We'll have the risk of scattered showers and storms, so that risk of rain really starting to decrease as we head later into the week. And then just an isolated risk of late day showers and storms Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And notice there, that summer heat, I mentioned it earlier, mid 80s Thursday, 90s on Friday. We'll likely top out at 90 in the city. Some of us could reach the low 90s, and then 87 on Saturday. And then finally, a dry day on Sunday, partly sunny, temperatures in the mid 80s. The other good thing to keep in mind is the pollen levels will be low the next few days. So you gotta take your battles as they come. Win some and lose some. At least we had a great weekend for all the moms out there for Mother's Day this weekend. And hopefully all the rain won't cause you any harm. And hopefully it will be great for all the plants he probably just planted, all the flowers. I don't think I see any other questions. Oh, you are welcome. Giggles, Karen. If no one has any questions, you could feel free to always ask me any questions on my Facebook page or shoot me an email. I think we're doing them less frequently right now, Weather University, every other week, because I am solo. So I believe in 2 weeks, I'll be talking about hurricanes and basically getting us ready for the Atlantic hurricane season, which will start June 1st. It goes all the way through November 30th. So as always, if you ever have any topics you want to learn more about, feel free to send me an email and I'll add it to the list of Weather University episodes. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe on the roads and be well. Have a great week.